Here we go.
You should do a countdown.
5, 4. And welcome everyone to the Mechanics Institute on this Tuesday night, March. What's the date today? 16th, is it? Nearly a year. March 16th, nearly a year since the official lockdown. And here we are carrying on. This is the March 2021 Tuesday Night Marathon Round 3. We're going to have rounds 3 and 4 tonight for the TNM USCF rated Game in 35 plus 2. I'm Abel Talamantes, chess director at the Mechanics Institute, and joining me are Grandmaster Nick DeFermian and FIDE Master Paul Whitehead. Welcome.
Hello, everybody.
And we got some top matchups here today for round 3. And this is board 2 matchup, and I'm not going to board 1 because board 1 just started. But this is board 2 between International Master Brian Escalante against Pranav Sairam from the Bay Area.
Okay.
Big rating difference here.
Big rating difference.
They're rated within 20 points of each other, right? Unless I'm looking at something else.
Their USCF ratings a big difference, though.
Yes.
I think Brian's 2,500 and Pranav's 2,000. There we go.
The chess.com ratings are strange, aren't they?
Yeah. And a lot of the players don't really play the standard time control because this is a standard time control tournament. And most people are playing, blitz and rapid. So, whatever few games they've played under regular time control, that's what happens. Now, someone like Pranav, he's actually been playing a lot of tournaments online. I don't know so much about chess.com, but he has played at the Mechanics Institute and the Tuesday Night Marathon. I'm looking to see what his actual USCF rating is that we used, and it is 2084. So he's almost 2100. And
he's probably improved a lot in the last year, so we don't really know his real strength.
Yes.
He plays like a master. He's a master player.
And here Brian's played Queen H5. How scary is that?
I love the threat of Maiden 1. It's like about the only thing I can understand. Hi, Alexi.
Hey, Alexi.
I want to ask you, Abel, if you've encountered this, that there's an international master named Mark Ginsburg, who has been complaining that on chess.com, if he wants to move a rook and castle, there's certain positions where he cannot, and not castle. There's certain positions where the server castles for him, and when he's not meaning to. And I wonder if other people have anything to say about that on chess.com. And he gives 2 examples of games where he tried to play rook to g1 instead of castling, and the server made him castle.
When he grabbed the rook?
Yeah, he grabbed the rook and put it on g1, and the server castled for him. And the same thing on the other side of the board, where he played. He said he was very careful to play rook to d1. Picked up the rook and moved it to d1, and the server castled for him.
And and Alexi's in the chat. But check out this game with Josiah Stearman, and Nicholas Wang. It seems like something went wrong here for Nicholas Wang. Or is this okay? But Alexi's saying Ginsburg's complaint was when he moves a rook from A1 to D1 and the server castled long for him.
Yeah, and also from H1 to G1. Apparently.
I mean, I've played
he gave another example of that.
I've played over 2,000 games on chess.com. I've never had an issue like that.
That's really interesting, huh? I wonder
The
why.
Abel
Maybe
plays principled moves. He doesn't play that ridiculous leave your king in the center.
And I would be more likely to move a rook instead of castling when I should. So it surely would have happened to me. But I mean, I can't speak to the complaint, but it's I've never had that problem. But
that's interesting. Or has
that's just
anybody
me.
ever complained about that problem?
Yeah, I mean, if anyone in the chat, if that's happened to you, let us know. I mean, we've organized the Pan Am, the Amateur West on chess.com. Like
Yeah,
we
it's
didn't
new.
have anything like that. All our TNMs, we haven't had that.
So what's going on here, Nick? Is
Well, it
White going to
must
play
be-
rook c1, trying to play knight takes a7? That would be
couldn't
really
castle.
Hosea style.
Yeah, I mean, the development must be better for White. It's got bishop on c8. So yeah, rook c1 or king e2. Just
But this is clearly not any kind of book position, right?
no.
This wasn't meant to happen for black.
Yeah, but White has to be careful to make the right moves to figure out ahead here, because it's possible that Black could consolidate, and there goes the initiative.
And
Yeah, it's tough though because how do you develop for Black? It's king e6 isn't possible. King e8.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's going to be rough.
And going on to board 4, it's Abhinav Pinagallapati from the San Jose Chess Club playing white against Grandmaster Jim Tarzan.
Oh, we've got some great games going on here.
Yeah, all these are matches of players with 2 out of 2 thus far. Round 4
Well,
is
Tarzan's
tonight.
got himself a nice active game here, huh, Nick?
yes, I mean, what exactly is happening? Is Black trying or White trying to win a pawn? Like knight takes f4, knight takes f4, knight takes e5, pawn takes f5. Ugh. Tarzan says no way.
Yeah, he could just take, yeah, or he could have taken on e5 with the pawn.
Pawn takes d6, pawn takes d3, pawn takes e7. Ooh, pawn takes c2, pawn takes rook on d8 with check. What happens on pawn takes e6?
Yeah, that's a nice looking move. Queen f6 maybe? Some queen move attacking the bishop? Yeah, Tarzan might have overlooked that.
Oh, but that's a double attack on the bishop on f4 and the bishop on e3 is attacked.
Yeah, maybe, and even White can throw in taking on c7, but that's probably
Judith's in the chat. A lot of pawn takes.
yeah. I hate that stuff. Let's move on, right?
And here we got FIDE Master Eric Lee playing white against Arthur Liu. And nice shout out to Judith, who started all the games tonight.
Now, we were told that these positions are not so great for White. Of course, Black has to get that pawn e4 move in.
Yeah, White's got control of the e4 square, so it's not so bad.
And this was
Right.
out of a Dutch d4 f5.
Bishop e4 is a good move. Yeah, it's true. If Black could get those pawn duo going with pawn e4.
Oh, good dear.
Daylight savings
Daylight
time.
savings.
Just in Armenia, huh? Or does it?
As I was
Azerbaijan.
I was saying earlier, I did a FIDE chess and lecture seminar this past weekend where I had to wake up at 5 a.m. It was 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I woke up an hour earlier on Sunday because I thought it started earlier. right? So, 4 a.m. I woke up. It turns out, they're in Europe, so I woke up an hour earlier for nothing. So, yeah, daylight savings only in America.
Yeah, they should get rid of it.
Let's check.
Kadir is so far away.
Let's check on Gadir's game since we haven't
Yeah.
looked at that yet. This is board one. Grandmaster Gadir Gusainov against FIDE Master Max Gedajlovic.
Oh, wow. So this is a new player, Max Gedajlovic.
Yep.
Never heard of him.
Yep.
From Canada, is he?
Yeah, he's listing Canada as the federation. I
Yeah,
don't know
but
if he's
they
from Canada.
they do that. They
do that. Let me look.
they do that. You can say you're from. You can change your nationality to Bermudan if you want, Nick. From chess.com. Nobody will care
Hey,
or
Nick.
notice.
Nick. Anytime he gets the chance to drop Bermuda in there, he takes it. Yeah, he's Vancouver, Washington.
Oh, Vancouver, Washington.
Yep.
Yeah.
How is that
What's a
Canada?
Canadian? Yeah. What's a Canadian flag doing up there?
It's close enough. That's why.
Okay.
That is
It's
not
like
Canada.
almost checkmate.
Yeah. We know. We're just joking around.
So what do you think of this one, Nick?
Oh, is it
Yeah,
your-
looks good for Gadir. I mean, I guess he can't go bishop takes a6. It's not quite sound.
It's Black's move, too.
Oh,
And Alexi's saying it's not that close. It's near Portland. There's quite a few people that probably think that all of Oregon's a lot closer to Canada than, than stuff going on in the
Yeah.
U.S.
We get a little confused.
And Daniel Lynn and Elliot Winslow playing over here.
and Elliot's move. Well,
Now,
knight is coming to c4, so it looks about
Yeah.
even.
And I was that seminar I was a part of. I was mentioning to Alexi earlier. She was getting high praise as an authority in the field of educational chess, using chess as an educational tool to instruct. And they said there's probably no greater expert in the United States than Alexi Root. So they have a lot of love for you in the Chess and Education Commission. It's a game here.
yeah, it's still not clear what's going to occur here.
So here's a game that I thought would be a great game to follow in this round. It's Austin Mai against Nathan Fong, a member of the U.S. Amateur Team West Champions.
Oh, yeah. We have so many players competing, very strong players.
And 75 players in all, our largest online TNM to date.
Well, White didn't quite get what he was trying to get here in this opening
Looks
or in this
solid enough
structure.
for black. Yeah, White could get in on break f4, but doesn't seem to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And
Interesting game, though. Interesting position in a way, very black looks a little better here probably right now.
and we have Jonah Bush playing white against FIDE Master Kyron Griffith.
These players, Christian Clemens and Jonah Bush, they're starting to shed their teeth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a nice move, knight g5. That's the kind of move I think I'd make. Trying to grab the two bishops and,
Hey,
maybe bishop g5 was another way to play it. More conservative.
Gonzalo's in the chat. How's it going? And Gonzalo, you got to send me that article on the championships of Uruguay. Oh, Judith, we had 79 for the second TNM online. And
Wow.
and you're talking about the TNM, not the TNM TNO, right?
So 79 players are playing in this tournament, huh?
75. Our
Wow.
goal is to beat 79.
I think our goal should be 100. Let's go for it.
Like the regular TNM. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? And let's check.
This is a tournament you could see, maybe 200 people joining at some point.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We got the space. We got the room. Here's Mike Walder playing black against Adam Mercado. A lot of games.
Yeah, Mike is a very tactical player.
Yeah, if there's a shot here for black, he'll find it.
And Lexi pulling for Mike Walder here. And
interesting. This came from one of those Sicilian defenses. Looks like it's, fairly good play for black here.
Yeah, and Judith saying the July 2020 79, the second manually paired TNM, the Fred and Pat Mates TNM, and I'm glad we were able to name a TNM after them because they were a big part of me developing in chess or just having a chess club. They ran the Colty Chess Club in Campbell for several years, and I never, even to this day, actually, I don't really see that much written about him, which to me is surprising because anybody that was a part of chess in San Jose in the South Bay or went to Colty, they were the ones there. So I'm a little surprised I don't see a little bit more story told about them, but I'm glad we were able to do it at Mechanics for the TNM, and they hold the record. All right, let's go to U.S. Chess editor John Hartman playing black against Johann Ansari.
Whoa. Black's trying to play knight to e5 and knight takes f3 and queen h2 mate, huh?
So if queen takes d5, you want to try to checkmate him, knight on d to e5. And is there a way out? Maybe not.
Holy cow! Hey, look at this game. Let me jump to this game. Nicholas Wang's king is on a5 against Josiah Stearman.
Wow. Now that can, I'm not there on the position yet, but oh wow, is right.
I turned to move. Oh, this looks so sad.
And the knight's pinned. And it's
Black
Josiah's move.
E6.
Looks like rook c4 would do it.
Oh yeah, there you go, rook c4, but then bishop e6. He's trying to win more, I guess.
Oh no, then you could go bishop takes b4 check, rook takes b4, or bishop takes b4, rook takes b4, bishop takes knight on b5, rook b5 check.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Oh, wait a minute, I didn't count the piece to start with. I didn't realize that black is a piece up.
Oh, that's right.
Black is
You're
a piece
right.
up. Yeah.
Oh, well, then this is probably good for black. Because coming up is bishop e6. Josiah's trying to make a mate here in some way. You can sometimes get too fancy, right?
Well, this is sort of fun to watch. That.
Yeah, what about rook c7? bishop e6, rook b7, bishop d5, and then just take back, trying to play rook b5 check and bishop b4.
Looks like it would win a pawn.
But you're piece down, right?
Well, I mean, you'd win a piece back on b4 and win the b7 pawn.
Yeah. Maybe there's something wrong with it.
Well, it's very complicated. Rook 7. Yeah, maybe you win your piece back, maybe not.
And Stearman using a lot of time. He's really trying to figure this out right here.
You should come to the chess cafe play hooky from your chess teaching class and come to the chess cafe.
We just had our last class last Monday, and I think in the next session, hey, Richard Hack is in the chat. I think in our next session, I may not be needed, and if I'm not needed, I will definitely come to the chess cafe and hang out. Maybe I'll bring one of my games.
And one of the best things in the chess cafe is Richard Hack's reading to start. He reads some classic sort of chess philosophy from the great masters.
There you go.
Yeah, Richard Hack has been, but it's been quite a solid group there, and we're being joined by more people. So it's an interesting thing.
That's great. It's a great thing to have where people come to hang out, not just for the chess, but to just be a part of something.
And I just want to say it's a great mix of people, except for everybody's over 50. No, I'm just kidding. That's not true. But young people are welcome too. Wow, Tarzan's down the exchange. No, he's got two pieces. He's got two bishops for a rook. What am I talking about?
But wow, it's somehow looking good for the side. The white king is safe. Got a couple pawns.
And a pawn promoted in this game.
Really?
Yeah. Here. Well,
And who is playing white in this game?
Abhinav, Pinagallapati.
Oh, so black playing out back to f8. Look at that bishop g5 check move. All kinds of great moves in this game. Wow. And now a7 is hanging. Like if white takes on f4. What do you think, Nick? Mind-boggling. This has been quite a game.
And look at that. Like the knight's looking to come to d3.
I mean, these knights are dancing around like Gusenev's knights do. Speaking of which, how's he doing in this game?
Nice transition there. And here he is playing white. This is the position.
So he's
And I'll put the link in the Twitch chat if you
If
want to see the standings.
Black would have a great game if Black can just sort of get himself organized in this position. What do you think, Nick?
well, I mean, it's what do you do about that pawn? I mean, if pawn takes f4, rook takes e7 was a bit better for white. So
What
he's
about bishop
trying to
d6? He plays bishop d6. And
Yeah.
now, I mean, this just optically looks better for Black to me. It just does.
Well, say the bishop drops back to g3.
And then
Yeah,
bishop
that's-
c6 or something. I don't know. I mean, or a pawn, it's like Black has this sort of a stance attacking thing going here.
It's true, all the black pieces are, aimed towards the center, and that pawn on e5 holds some squares.
This looks like an Alekhine position or something, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, not an Alekhine defense, but an Alekhine, sort of.
Let's do a check-in on I am Brian Escalante against.
White can't play rook g1 because of bishop g4. Yeah. Wow, there's some crazy games. Look at this one, Nick.
The rook's just hanging in the corner, but there's all this stuff on the queen side.
Yeah, I mean, is black just kind of... What happens after queen a8? GF4?
Yeah,
Really?
you'd have to take the pawn or the bishop.
And then another game with two bishops versus a rook. That's funny. We're getting these little themes going again.
Hey guys, look at this. So this is the Stearman Wang game is coming back up, and now Wang's game is back on D8. It's back on D8.
That's hilarious. It went all the way to A5 and ran all the way back to
But now the material's even.
Very funny.
The material's even.
Amazing, but Hosea's must have almost close to a winning initiative here.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could be wrong.
How did this happen? Let's go to the.
I mean, there's a lot of games we're kind of breezing through that we could spend a half an hour on each position. It's really
look at that.
Quite a round already. People are really playing some chess here. Oh, I missed this.
Rook c5. Rook c5.
Yeah. That's funny, Nick. There's something like this popped into my head, and then it just went right back out again. I didn't even pay it a second thought.
And that's how we got to that. Very nice. Very nice.
And now if you spend the time pawn to f6 to guard the pawn, then those rooks invade, rook d5 check, and one gets to c7.
Yeah. So how does black catch up here? b6 maybe, and bishop a6 check, and rook e8, and try to trade everything.
Because they do have the opposite.
Out.
They do have the opposite color bishops.
Even b6, rook d5 check, king to e8, rook to c7. How do you prevent rook e7 check?
That's crushing.
Covered.
Yep, you're right.
Going back to Brian Escalante's game, he did take the rook on a8. We'll see the transition shortly.
Yeah, I think Hosea's got this one in the bag.
Yeah. Oh, Brian just took a pawn with his bishop and then took the rook on a8.
So this is the two bishops versus a rook, but in this case, I kind of like the rook.
Well, you've got three pawns besides the rook.
Yeah, that's true.
And the nice knight on e5.
Yeah. So white's definitely better here, if not considerably better.
Let's take a look at the Jim Tarzan game.
So has your son? Yeah. Well, both players are on the attack. This is like some, classic old slugfest from the 1890s or something.
The Black's bishops can do a lot of damage if they're left to their own.
There are these games, like there's these individual games from the Lasker, Schlechter, Tarrasch era that are just incredible fights. I mean, like as some of the greatest chess fights of all time. And these games can sometimes remind me of those games.
And just
the final game of the Lasker Schlechter match, which is unbelievable.
And how are you choosing those? Are you
But
just going to the World Championship matches and going over the games, or
yeah, yeah. Oh, you're talking about for the newsletter?
yeah?
Yeah, I play through all the games and I just look for decisive points. In that either somebody's winning a piece or I've kind of tried to just keep it at a conversational level. It's not really a serious quiz. It's more like, hey, look at this position. Can you figure out a way to win a piece? Or, and it's from the World Championship matches. So I thought it was kind of interesting. Um, you know, not not rocket science, but some good stuff.
What do you guys think of this? Knight D3 has been played.
This is just a wild game. Is Bishop A4 check in the future or something?
Well, he's going to go king to B1. All he has to do is get a safe king, and he'll have a big advantage.
So Tarzan is on the ropes. Is that kind of what it looks like here?
Maybe it's I don't like his game. What's his move here?
After King B1? Yeah,
Maybe
that's
just
a good.
king C7 to. Maybe that would work. Maybe just king C7, trying to
How about
get out
knight
of the
takes
thing.
knight takes B2?
Well, then queen to B6.
Oh,
Yes, nice.
Before.
yeah.
That's a pail of cold water on knight.
Yeah.
Douse the
King
attack with
B2,
water.
Queen B4 check.
And Josiah Stearman got it done.
Oh,
Look at that.
nice game, Josiah. It's funny we all missed that Rook C5 check move. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We were entertained. We were following that game.
oh yeah, it's made on the board.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We were watching that game all the way where the king was on A5. We were watching it. So.
We love that the black king went up the board, back the board. A lot of exercise there.
Yes, indeed.
Back to another game with a lot of action. Brian Escalante.
Well, it takes a good game to beat a good player, and Nicholas has actually got quite a bit of promise for sure.
Yeah.
So, and this is developing ideally for White, I think, in some ways. Look at all those weak black pawns. Look at all those weak white pawns, I guess, on the queen side. I don't know. How do you wrap this up, Nick? Get the rook at A1 into play.
Yeah, you need him in play.
And let's check on Jim Tarjan's game, which...
That was a great looking game. And Gustav wasn't doing so hot the last time we looked. He's still thinking.
He's still thinking, but since you mentioned it, let's check in on Gusenov's game here.
Oh, starting to look good for him. Just no weaknesses for White. That knight on C5, you basically have to take it.
Why did Black play on the queen side with B5?
And that was his last move.
Oh, well, he was threatened with queen A7 mate. But somehow, I mean, Black's done nothing over the last 5 moves or so that I can see.
Yes.
Except for somehow get pushed around. Well, bishop takes C5, I guess, trying to get some relief.
And you go into an end game. And, well, White's better in the end game.
Yeah.
2 bishops.
Yep.
We'll keep an eye on this one. Here's Eric Lee and Arthur Liu.
Bishop C8, A4 is no bargain, probably, something like that. Although then you could take that knight.
Oh, I love that white knight on e4.
Yeah. Oh, white's got a great positional advantage. This looks like a winning position.
Such a color complex.
Yeah. This is black. Black is almost resigning here. King d3 is a nice patrol. That if black can, I mean, white can just trade queens and win easily here. I think, but prefers to take back. And maybe black will succumb to a mating attack on top of his other worries. Although queen e6 gives some hope, right? Attacking on b3.
Yes, and maybe you'd have to go queen c4 to force the ending.
Which is winning, right? Probably, for sure.
And
anyway. So.
And guys, going back to the Jim Tarzan game, they traded one of the rooks off, and now Tarzan's got this passed pawn on h4.
Oh, very calm play. Just leaving the knight on d3, leaving the king on the d file, wanting to march that pawn down 3 squares.
So white played rook, black played rook h4, and white played rook takes h4. I guess maybe white should have played rook g1 or something. Attack. Oh no, the pawn was at g5. Huh. Yeah, like you say, Nick, calm as a cucumber here. Not worrying about knight e4, I guess, because of queen f3, right?
Yeah, knight e4.
There's always this queen b8 check or something, I don't know, or knight could go back to f2.
Oh, the knight e4 is interesting. And if queen f3, queen b8 check. If king e7, you have queen d6 check and queen takes e3.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, queen takes f3. Like a blunder. Queen b8 check, bishop c8, just into the pin. And then probably king c2.
How about, I mean, is it possible to play queen f3, queen b8, king e7, queen d6, and then allow queen takes g3, and then trade and play bishop f5 and then pawn h3? Is white tied down enough there with the double pin on the d file on the?
It's well, okay, we can run through this line. Queen takes f3, queen b8 check, king e7, queen d6 check, king e8, queen takes e3, takes 3, rook takes d3, bishop f5.
Oh,
and then I think
e6 check. Ugh.
Yes, that fork would do it.
So on queen d6 check, he can't go back. Can he go back to d8?
Then you're pinned after he takes on b8.
Yeah, that's right.
So I don't think he can take on f3.
Yeah.
And going back to Gadir's game on board 1.
Tarzan might be in trouble here. So black decided to try to take this into the technical world here.
Well, it must be better for white, but black's hanging on. Maybe knight e7. Pawns are equal.
Yeah.
And
this position is not over.
let's check on Elliot Winslow. He seems to be trying to close the show against Daniel Lin.
Ooh, he really invaded there.
He got in there, that's for sure.
Now he just did a tactic, and if white plays knight takes e4, rook takes e2, knight takes c3, rook takes f2, king takes f2, pawn takes c3, king to e3, and that's a pawn up endgame, even if you lose the c3 pawn.
And Alexei rooting for both Mike Walder and Elliot. Perfectly fine to root for both.
And this is probably a winning queen ending, right? It looks like it to me. White has too many weaknesses.
Yeah, you're going to lose the e7 pawn, but win the f4 pawn with check.
Yeah.
Two
and
pawns up.
Yeah. So Elliot's on his way here.
Back to Brian
Unless White can find
Escalante.
some counterplay.
Oh, that a pawn ran up the board quickly.
Yeah. A4, A5, A6.
It's funny, you go away for a couple minutes and then some drastic change like that.
This is kind of the logical development, though, to everything here. So what's the safest move for White? Queen d4, maybe? Just holding everything together and then push the... Taking on d3, does that just win on the spot? It looks like it. Or just pushing the pawn. Yeah. Oh, poor Pranav.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not according to plan.
No.
And Jim Targent's trying to find the move here. He's still thinking.
I'm going to refresh my browser.
Down to almost 8 minutes left.
Now I'm watching Big Bird.
You got to go through the 30-second punishment.
Yeah, the 8 pawn was already pushed before he starts pushing. That's pretty bad.
You're lagging, Paul.
Well,
like literally.
Yeah, people are used to my slow mind, so they don't even notice.
Hey, Neil Bruce.
I'm watching a toilet paper ad here. This is hilarious.
Thank you for watching. Are you done with the Charmin? Shriram's in the chat. How's it going, Shriram? You missed a wild game from Josiah Stearman if you missed it. Fortunately, you can watch the broadcast. Huh?
I really like Josiah's style. It's just fearless, you know? He's a really good, fearless player. It's great.
So what does Jim have to do to give himself a shot here?
Yeah, this is messed up. I mean, he probably has to retreat with knight e5. Not what you want to do.
And played. Nick called it.
So this defends everything for the moment. But in a way, it gives White a free move.
Yeah. But okay, at least everything's guarded, as you say. Like Queen B8.
If Queen B8, King E7, Rook D7, King D7, Queen B7, and Queen takes G7, what happens then? Black has his asset there with the H pawn.
You're right. He'd be 2 pawns down, but maybe he'd be okay with that H pawn.
Yeah, let's not forget that H pawn is over there lurking, just waiting
Yeah.
to.
When, when I played in the arena, Nick, I finally got a one game against Agner by taking his F pawn. You know.
Oh, how painful for Michael.
uh,
That's like insult.
well, it's just you can't beat him unless you take his F pawn. I learned that. You know.
You take
It's
the
like
gears,
Elliot. You
knights.
can't beat him unless you take his rooks.
You should write a book, you know. Some people you take their F pawn, some people you take the knights, some
Right.
people you take their rooks.
that would be good, actually.
Psychological chess, according to Paul Whitehead.
Right. Just take their favorite piece.
And there against Michael Eigner, it worked. You took the F pawn, you won the game.
I wasn't aware of it at the time. It was an intuitive thing, I think. This is going really badly for black.
It sure looks like it. Looks like he's throwing a fisherman's net all over him right there.
I guess I actually can play rook d3, right? But then just g3. Oh, wait a minute. No. Rook d6 check here.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Oh, switching the diagonal. What a crushing move.
While attacking the knight.
And yeah.
Tough. Back to Brian Escalante, who's got 3 minutes left on his clock.
Oh. That makes it complicated. But that A pawn.
How is black surviving another move even here? This is just, he's busted. C3, new queen.
Going back to Jim Tarzan's game, because Queen B8 was played.
So rook d7. I think white's probably got a win here somehow. I would imagine, but I could be wrong.
And you have to imagine he's probably looking at rook d7.
Because it wins the two bishops back for the rook and takes the b7 pawn on top of it with check. But black at the end of that is left with pawn h3, right, Nick?
Let's see.
Rook d7, king d7, queen b7 check. Where does the king go?
Maybe to D8.
To d8. Okay, queen takes g7.
And then we could try to be. Oh, well. It was going to be tricky with queen takes f3, threatening mate on d1.
Yeah, I bet you black has enough counterplay there.
But, okay, that allows the queen trade on f6.
And we'll come back to this game, but look at the ending with Brian Escalante here. This is the final position.
Oh. Double queen mate.
Well, yeah.
Here it is. Check.
Yeah.
Check. Yeah. So, nice win. Back to the Tarzan Abhinav Pinagallapati game.
I like that Pranov played out to that nice mate.
Yeah, let it happen so we could see it.
So knight c5. So white's just going straight ahead for a mating attack. That's what it looks like. White's like, I'm not going to bother to any of these niceties. I'm just going to go play for mate.
Okay, can Tarzan be brave now with bishop f5, check king h1, queen takes f3? Is he getting mated there? His king can run.
I did an article, a few articles, a series of articles about that were in the newsletter about Petrosian's king walks, and there's this one that's just so absurd. Oh, Kyron won, huh?
Yeah, he won his game.
Doesn't look good for white.
Bona was down to seconds in that.
And Mike Walder won his game against Adam Mercado. Adam Mercado, yeah. And Elliot Winslow won his game, and so did Eric Lee. So
everybody's winning.
Everyone's winning, no matter what. And Gadir won his game. I don't know if I had said that already.
Oh, that would look bad. But
yeah, Gadir switched the bishop over to the other diagonal. So we're going to get some Grandmaster encounters here. Tarzan's the one having the trouble here, though.
So he plays bishop c5, bishop f5.
Nick, you're calling every Tarzan move.
That means he was probably going to lose. He's following my moves. But anyway, courage. Just grab that f-pawn and pray.
Yeah, I mean, the Black Knight is...
And done. Done. Calls it.
So
now what?
Well, White's probably hoping that the H-pawn's not on the board and he could play queen b7 check, but even that position might not be so easy to win. There's two bishops.
So
but the H-pawn is there.
If queen c7 check. Ooh, we have a decent square for that thing. Because
f6.
King f6, rook e6 check, and
king g5.
But then queen takes g7 check.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't play it.
Oh, Tarzan may have just
stepped out of
lucky.
Yeah, Tarzan got lucky there.
And you're right. I think Abi may have played that so that the rook is protected on d1.
Yeah, but that's short. That's
right,
not thinking.
Right. But that may have been the rationale, even if it was faulty.
Yeah, Nick found a really nice sequence. Queen c7, king. Yeah, queen c7 check is the obvious move too. I think.
Well,
I guess Black could put a piece in between.
Yes, and the rook would take it, and that ought to be a winning position. But this one, wow, I'm not sure that White is better. That king is running away to safety.
King g6, rook g1 check.
And then you block it with knight g4, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow, and 3.5 minutes to 5 minutes.
Yeah, this is still tough for. Yeah, but White chased the Black King to another possibility. This is not what Tarzan would have wanted, for sure. Black's still in trouble, it looks like.
Yes. He made an oversight a few moves ago when he couldn't take the f-pawn, and now he's trying to squirm out.
But now that knight is at c5 is sort of not in the attack anymore. And the black king is run over to the king side. Seeing a lot of king runs in this round, but also the two bishops versus the rook theme. I like that theme, the two bishops versus the rook. It's a better theme than trap knight at b7, for example. Or, you know, bishop sack on h7.
Yeah, Tarzan is lucky that white knight can't quite get in the attack.
And Abhi's trying to figure it out because now the time is almost equal, where he once had a significant time advantage. And don't forget, I mean, this is a lot of chess action. We got round 4 coming at 8 p.m.
Yeah, I think White's messing around a little bit too much here.
But he had him for one moment.
Yeah, he did. And should he step up King H5? Why not? Right?
You're very brave today, Paul. Yes.
Well,
if you go King H5, there's no more checks for the moment, right?
Yeah, maybe White will play Queen E7 and blunder into Queen takes D1, mate.
Always the hopeful thinking.
That's not even a cheapo, but
same difference, I guess, with H7.
H7 looks a little safer.
And now, doesn't it feel like now the pressure's on White to figure out continuing? Because
yeah, now it's the black king is safe, black piece is active.
Hey, Elliot.
Yeah, I mean, White made a whole series of moves that didn't get him anywhere. You know, in a sense, you know, where's the bolt from the blue that wins the game right here? You know. Instead, the black king kind of slipped away, and so Elliot won his game.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice game.
Now, Alexei, why aren't you playing in this? I mean, we love to have you watching, but
Okay, White goes into full-scale retreat with Queen D2.
Wasn't that passive? Like very passive?
Well, White lost the thread of the game here, and that's apparent. And Black now probably has good winning chances.
well, he has an easy plan. Just push that pawn.
Yeah.
Makes all the end games much better, that it's one step closer.
And then there's even possibilities of a Black mating attack on White here. Knight C4 what can White do? It's already a very powerful move.
Seems like those bishops are just staring down at you.
And coming up is Queen takes C3, maybe.
Yeah. So he has to go Queen C1.
Yeah, Queen C1, and then probably Knight B2. Well, yeah, something. And White's just suddenly got himself into a horrible shape here.
We got Mike Walder, Sebi Suarez, Elliot, Richard Hack, Alexei. Everyone's following the action of this game here.
Queen C1, Knight A3, maybe, Nick.
Oh, yeah.
And Abhi down to a minute and a half.
Well, Queen C1, Bishop H6 traps the queen right practically in the middle of the board.
Oh, that's the most brutal. Oh, he did. Oh, no, he went Queen.
Oh, he went Queen D8. Okay. Queen takes C3.
Queen takes C3. Queen takes H4. Check.
Yeah. Not good. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that is very direct.
What a nice move.
He's not messing around now. Oh, wow.
What a perfect move. What a Grandmaster move. defend the h4 pawn, attack the knight at c5, and threaten mate at
Oh,
b2
there's
all at
check.
once.
You take white captures back with check.
Right. And that's a Grandmaster reply. Yeah.
What?
Queen g3? Yeah. Huh.
I was gonna say knight a3, but
This has been a great slugfest as well, Nick.
Yes, yes.
Well, this looks tough now for white. Those bishops are staring you down the board.
and Abi may not have the time to really fully work what he needs to work out now.
Black has all kinds of threats here: b5, b4, knight takes b2, maybe.
And the king
Well, it's
feels
hard to make a move. It's
safely
queen
tucked
d5,
away over.
knight d3.
This is where white should play something like queen c7 and then hope that black doesn't see the queen.
Those are your
Okay.
no upsets on the top boards as of yet.
This doesn't threaten rook takes f5, right?
The rook has to go. Oh, the rook can't go to e1 because of the fork. Has to go.
Oh, that's white. Too many problems. Queen d2 now. Oh, the pawn's still hanging at h4. Gotta not forget that.
Wouldn't king h6 be like a good move here?
Sure. Queen b6 check and queen takes e3.
Oh, yep.
It wouldn't work.
Would not work.
Oh, what a game, huh?
4 seconds left. Ugh. I think Abi's just making moves.
Tarzan push that pawn.
Yeah, I think Abi's just making moves.
White's done very well to defend this for as long as he has.
Queen g2. Just push. Oh yeah, you just push.
Knight c2 check and queen takes g3.
Yeah, but then he trades and plays rook takes h3 check.
Oh, yes.
But now bishop e6 check and queen
There it
g2.
is, Queen g2.
I think black's white's
It's cooked.
white, yeah, and now queen g2. Yeah. Nice game. Jim must have calculated that there's no. Oh, yeah, the king comes up. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, sooner or later, white's going to run out of gas.
Oh, Tarzan is down to a few seconds. He better move.
Yeah.
He'll lose the game. No more checks, so he gets the second queen.
Look at all those black pieces like around the king. And he pulls it off. Unbelievable. Nice comeback from Jim Tarzan. Almost
Yeah.
on the brink of defeat. And getting a raw deal, because this was such a great match, is Austin Mai and Nathan Fong, who I could tell were engaged in their own battle here. I think most of the games are finished.
I think white is doing very well for himself here, but Game's still got a ways to go, right?
Oh, up to D5 check.
Yeah, that was a blunder.
That should do it. Oh, well, that complicates it a little.
White could have played king d4, and then the rook could have defended with, or yeah, bishop b4. Black's got an outside chance here. I guess not much of one.
Yeah, that pawn on C7 is going to be enough.
A nice win by Austin Mai against a strong player.
Yeah, and he's a tough player.
Yeah, White could have played bishop c5 many moves in a row there.
I think that might be the last game of the round. That is it for round 3.
All right.
And all the favorites took care of business in that round. I guess the biggest upset was Alan Finkelstein, 2054, drew with Pranav Satish, but he's 1770, so it's not like a huge upset. Yeah.
Thanks for calling us the fun commentators, Alexei.
We're glad. Well, she must enjoy some of it because she comes back and hangs out with us every week. Round 3 is in the books of the Tuesday night marathon. Round 4 is going to start in about 13 minutes. 13 minutes. And I know Judith's updating the standings, and the pairings will be out soon. And we'll check that out when it is ready. But what a round for Jim Tarzan. Make that comeback.
Great round in general. A lot of great games, I thought.
And how much is it going to sting for Abhi? Because he has to know that the win had to be there, and just didn't pull the last string needed to convert it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he feels it.
That's a great struggle. And Nick pointed out a clear-cut win. Well, I'll rejoin everybody in about 15 minutes.
All right.
And I'll sign off for a bit here.
So, Nick, do you remember a time when you were playing, a lower rated player and you were just in trouble and you had to work your way out of it? Is there any games that come to mind?
Oh yeah, I was empathizing very much with Tarzan there. Sometimes you just
figure
blow
you would
it,
know.
and maybe you had a really good or even winning position, but maybe not. But you screw it up. Maybe it's just one mistake, and then you go, oh no, and you can't do anything but just play some moves and pray.
But at your level, I mean, you're obviously, you're top level grandmaster. There's something in you where you're not really nervous. You're just trying to. I can only make the best moves I can, and I know I can calculate a little bit better than the average bear, and I just hope it all works out. But how often do we see this when these players, they get into this position, they're almost winning, but there's no room for error, and they open the door. They commit that one miscalculation that leaves it open, and then the grandmaster's not going to make the mistake twice, right?
Yeah, well, chess is a complicated game. Even when you're winning, there's just so many possibilities. So I mean, that's what's fun. It's so hard to control.
Yeah, and the standings have been updated. We have one, two, three, and maybe I can pull it up here actually. Let's see. March TNM standings
Could be
are.
could be good pairings this round.
Yeah, it'll be an action round. Let me see if I can open that up or make it smaller. So that we can see it all. There we go. And those are the standings at the top right there. Gadir Guseyanov, Brian Escalante, Josiah Stearman, Jim Tarzan, Eric Lee, Elliot Winslow, and Austin Mai with 3 points, and they're all going to be playing each other. So we should have some good games this round to follow. Mike Walder at 2.5, as is Kyron Griffith. But because there are 7 players with 3, looks like Kyron likely will play up. And we're going to have some exciting games for round 4. And we have 8 rounds, everyone. This is an 8-round TNM. So we're not just going to have great action in round 4, 5, and 6. The top players will be playing each other in 7 and 8. So a lot of action. A lot of action here for the TNM. And Cal McCarty-Sneed, who joined the tournament this week, got 2 first-round buys. He won his first match. So he's at 2 points and looking to move up the leaderboard. And yeah, that's where we are at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, all the favorites in the lead there. It's kind of surprising. Usually, there's some that have been knocked for a point or two, but
and we came close in that round with Jim Tarzan, but he found a way. He found a way out. So, what was it like? We just had a big event this past Saturday. A free Scholastic event sponsored by the Thompson Family Foundation. Clay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors, his family. They have their foundation whose mission is to enrich the lives of children through sport and fitness. And so they partnered with us to bring this Scholastic event. We had, I think it was 170 kids that actually played the tournament. 5 rounds, non-rated, totally free. And then the arena after, that was the fun part where a lot of the some celebs, Clay Thompson's older brother, Michael Thompson, he was playing. Seth Tarver from the Thompson Family Foundation. Josiah Stearman, he jumped in and played. But a lot of the adults that played, Adam Chire, the co-founder of Siri, he played. The kids were really taking it to them. It was like no mercy. And here we have the pairings. Let me pull these up so that we can show everyone what we have going on here. Scrolling down. We're going to have Grandmaster versus Grandmaster at the top. As soon as I can expand this, you can see it. That should be good enough. On board 1, Jim Tarzan playing white against Gadir Guseyanov. Board 2, Eric Lees playing Brian Escalante. Elliot Winslow, Josiah Stearman. Kyron Griffith against Austin Mai. Michael Walder against Abhi. Abhi got to come back from that loss and play Mike Walder. And Sacrifice and Crush, Sauce Hakobian playing FIDE Master Max Gedajlovic. and those are the rest of the games. You can see it there, but exciting action going to be on the top 6 boards and beyond. And Jim Tarzan just finished playing Gadir in the last TNM in a very close match that came down to endgame precision. Now, Nick, when Jim has played, or when a Grandmaster plays another Grandmaster, if you play that same opponent again, are you looking to mix it up completely different, or do you tend to stay within your style and wheelhouse? What do you think Jim's going to do with the white pieces?
Yeah, I think the last time he had white, it looked kind of solid, and he may just repeat that. He was satisfied to get not much, but some very little edge with a nice solid position. He may want to do that again. Um, Here has these very sharp openings, so and he spends more time on them than Tarzan does. So unless Tarzan has a really good idea, some new preparation, he'll probably just go with the same old stuff.
And Mike Walder's in the chat. Mike Walder had anticipated a victory, and he had anticipated having to play Austin Mai, so he spent they say 3 days getting prepped up, but that's discouraged. No, it can't happen. So he's asking that Kyron Griffith got paired up in the previous round, so he didn't think that would happen. But I know, and Judith, correct me if I'm wrong, there's no rule that says you can't do it. So Swiss will pair you up. So if that 3 hours, not 3 days. So yeah, so you got paired up. But Judith, feel free to chime in if you want to correct that. But it can happen. There's no rule against that. So if Swiss pairs it that way, then that's how it goes.
I always like that it's the computer that does it, So want to blame anybody, you got to blame the computer.
Blame the computer. Although it does happen that a computer will make a pairing that may not be. It's not that it's not legal, but it's not in the right spirit, so an adjustment can be made. The round starts in about 2 minutes. So 2 minutes, 8 p.m. And Judith confirms that. Yep, 2 minutes. And correct, Judith, there's no rule that a player cannot be paired up more than once. I'm pretty sure that's not a... it can happen. It can happen, and I guess it did happen. I can't remember if it happened last round, but if it did, there's nothing preventing it from happening again. Rounds will start in about a minute. We're going to have some high-flying action going on at the top. So let me click out of these games and get ready and start following. And what I do is I follow... Whoops. Oh, I didn't want to do that. That's not good. I don't know why I have that up. Let me pull up.
So who's the top? Who's Gusenev playing in
Jim Tarzan.
Wow. Nick, Tarzan's trying to get his revenge.
Right, we were just talking about it actually, and I was asking Nick, they just played this technical game that went to the end game in their last match. I mean, just in the last TNM. Would Tarzan be more likely to really switch the strategy, or do you stay in your wheelhouse?
What do you think? What do you think, Nick?
I had said that he's probably going to just stay with his sort of safer English opening that he's comfortable with, because I don't think he's able to, like Mike Wilder gets these great opening ideas. He really works on that. But I don't think Tarzan does that so much. Try to out prepare in the opening.
Yeah, I think if I was Tarzan, I'd probably be wanting revenge, but for sure.
And
And who's on board two? That's a great board one pairing.
yeah, board two is Eric Lee against Brian Escalante. Board three is Elliot Winslow against Josiah Stearman. And board
Oh, we
four,
got some great,
yeah,
great pairings.
board four, Kyron Griffith against Austin Mai. Mike,
But also down the list, it's nice to see all our club members there, playing. It's we're not in the club, but they've been there for years and years. And
yeah, we got Mike Hilliard. He's playing. David Rakonitz on 29.
Nicholas Brown, you've got Adam Mercado.
George
these
Solias.
The club lives.
Adam Mercado, like you said. Yeah. Tom Mazer. Yeah. Johann Ansari. Kalen Melville. Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's a real Tuesday night.
It's a real Tuesday night.
Games are starting. How come you didn't take the draw? You started pressing. Oh, talking to Nathan. Huh. And here we go.
I'm ready to look at some games for sure.
And let's take a look at this game because both of these players tend to play pretty quick out of the opening. Kyron Griffith against Austin Mai. It's funny, by chess.com rating, Austin Mai has a higher rating than Kyron.
And the ratings are different for the different time controls too, right?
Correct.
So it's even more confusing. You should just have one rating system.
Just apply it to everything.
Well, I think that was there another competitor to ELO before maybe Walter Brown's Blitz chess rating system?
Good question.
That was 20 years after ELO, yeah.
Yeah, it's not even a competitor. It was just like, okay. Now that we have computers, we can make our own ELO calculations.
Yeah, but Walter Brown started it saying 5-minute chess, blitz chess is different rating, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, somehow I think this opening should be fine for black, but Aaron likes his systems.
Whoa.
Oh, I see. I've self-blocked my my view of the board.
And I think
Now this is go ahead.
I think something went wrong here in this game. This is Aaron Nicoski against Alan Finkelstein. Watch.
Oh, this is great.
There.
Sacrifice on move. What is that? 5 or 6?
Yeah, look at that.
King just starts running. Okay. 2 pawns for a piece. And the king running.
Yeah.
It used to be about normal.
I would like black somehow, but maybe I would not recommend this kind of attack to my students, but maybe.
And why not, actually? Because you think, all right, I basically given up a point, right, to get the king out there in the middle, but like you right away said, I wouldn't recommend this. Like, what is it about it that long term looks like it's not gonna yield the benefit?
Well, I always thought these kind of attacks where there's only, there's plenty of room for the king to run around, and I always used to think these are usually kind of dubious, because there's no forcing continuation. But practice has shown that there's a lot of practical chances for the player who does this kind of thing. So
And Christian Clemens
it depends on the players and some of these kind of sacrifices are incredibly deep and beautiful, and others just seem like they're a little dodgy.
Yeah, white only has one piece out besides the queen. So
Yeah.
hard to checkmate like that.
And Christian Clemens was saying in the chat that it seems like black broke some opening principles just by, you know.
Yeah, but sometimes you
F6,
feel like you
G5.
want to punish a player, and you're not supposed to punish them. Like they're making bad moves or they're making dubious moves, and instead of punishing them, you should let them punish themselves even more. They have a tendency to punish themselves if you just act in a kind of a restrained way. It's when you try to punish them that you can yourself run into problems. And like here, for example, black plays G5 and white says, I must refute this, But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
And yeah.
There's FIDE Master Eric Lee against International Master Brian Escalante.
Good sort of double stonewall. Probably quite okay for black.
Yeah, I never know exactly how to play these, but they always seem to, if you're just careful about exchanging the right pieces, you won't get into trouble here. Trouble meaning white knight at e5 and black bishop at e8 and every other minor piece gone, So if you're just kind of careful here with black, or with white, about exchanging the right pieces, you should be okay.
And Alexi cheering on her UT Dallas.
What do you think about this way that black's playing this, Nick?
Well, that's active play.
Yeah, this is not something that would occur to me.
Not sitting back for some long maneuvering game. Just opening it up.
Not waiting around for anything.
Yeah, but I mean, black's position just looks, wrong, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe the dynamics are such that this is actually okay for black, but traditionally this looks, and I'm all about the traditional now.
Yeah, you're old school. Let's go. Yeah, go ahead.
We'll trust Alexi's, intuition that Brian's going to do well here.
And he played that move quick, so like this is something not unknown.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't play into this kind of structure with black, but what do I know? And maybe white could have gone back with the bishop to d3, and there were various other possibilities, I think.
Going back to top board. GM versus GM.
So the queens got off so quickly.
Yeah. And didn't this happen last time? The queens came off. They got into, positional.
You got to think that Gadier's got a good game here again, or equality out of the opening somehow.
Yeah, again, Tarzan's not playing for a big edge from the opening. So, but can be solid for
So we'll see how this
Yeah, it's
develops.
White's a little behind in development. Speaking of which,
Let's check in on the Outlaw against Elliot. Josie Wales and Elliot Winslow.
now that's a great battle. This is exactly a good way to play against Hosea, I think, you know.
I mean, not to let the position get too sharp and wild.
Yeah, and play something. Yeah, what is this? A Catalan or something?
Yeah, like
Yeah, let the play a solid game.
Is the thinking almost like playing a solid game sort of will make an attacking aggressive player impatient, or like sort of what's the
Yeah,
thinking?
well, yeah, and also you have to play. You know, Hosea. Well, I mean, these are two experienced players. But
played
Hosea
about
is the young player, and the you know he's an aggressive player. We know that. So Elliot's an old fox and can play all kinds of different stuff, and so he's got to try to figure out how to handle Hosea.
And he's used a lot of time actually. Elliot has. He's already 26 minutes.
but yeah, they've played about 25 times already.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
true too.
right? Is that right? Yeah, that's probably true.
I think it's uh, Josiah. He started playing the TNM what about 6 years ago or something. Seems like it. And then only after a couple of years, he started really battling the top players, especially Elliott.
And we saw them a lot just in the last couple of years playing for the top spot in the TNM.
Yep.
Going checking in on Kyron Griffith and Austin Mai.
Well, let's see how Austin bounces back from that last round disappointment.
I think Austin won, right? Oh no.
Yeah, he won. I think you're talking about
Oh,
Abhinav.
sorry, I'm
But
confused.
he's got Mike Walder, so no easy thing. Hey, it's in the chat. It's R3 Pros from the Thompson Family Foundation tournament. Thank you.
Yeah,
You're
hello.
watching the Tuesday night marathon at the Mechanics Institute. Top games tonight. And let me jump
White's
back.
got an
Let me jump back
base edge here.
to board one because Gadir's played A5 here. What do you think of this
Two
move?
two grandmasters are playing. In fact, this is the game between the two grandmasters, Tarzan and Gusenev.
So this is your sort of typical English opening or Moroxi bind, but without the and maybe that helps Black a bit that position's less cramped. We're going to get some exchanges.
We could be seeing. Oh, Gusenev plays Bishop T5 without even much thought. He's going to play Knight B4 now, and Tarzan is going to be faced with some problems.
It seems like Gadir just sees these like on another level of.
Well, I think it's Jim has just not played sharply enough in this for white. You can see the troubles creeping up here after he takes back and black plays knight b4, attacking the pawn at a2 and the knight at c2. If knight b4, a b4, and suddenly the pawn at a2 is, that can't be good for white, right?
You would get black having a good knight with white having a bad bishop.
That'd be practically a winning position for black.
Real misery for the white side. The inactive bishop, where your own pawns block it.
I think Tarzan's already into some difficulties here.
Look at the position of this game between Eric Lee and Brian Escalante. This should be a fun one to watch because we know Eric Lee loves positional chess.
Yeah, that position is going to break open with some pawn advance to c5, or maybe it will be able to get in pawn to e4.
Yeah, maybe the time for action might be soon here for both players. What if knight g5, queen e7, and then e4 or something?
Alexi's liking that d5 knight.
I think white's just in there a move ahead of black with knight g5 and pawn to e4. Manages to squeeze in manages to get in the e4 move before black can sort of bring the other knight to f6 or play c5 or something.
That looks like a good plan. Just breaking it open. But still, Alexi's knight on d5 is a good piece no matter what happens.
Yeah.
And let's break away just for a little bit and let's take a look at some of the bottom boards. This is David Rakonitz against Bruce Hedman.
Wow. Those white pieces have really jumped in there.
Oh, yeah.
One knight on e6, the other knight jumping to e5 or e4.
And white's a piece ahead.
That's right.
Oh.
There's that.
Ouch.
Yeah. Bruce, I think it's back to the drawing board for black here. This is resignable.
David Rakonitz in good form.
And we got this match, which should be a pretty good match. This is look at Cal McCarty Sneed. It says credible Hulk on his that the Incredible Hulk is just a credible Hulk.
And Jonah Bush has kind of outplayed him in the opening, especially since white just had to play back queen to d1.
Yeah, he lost the tempo there.
Yeah.
But nice to see Callahan getting back into chess. He was really good some years ago.
Yeah, and he played this weekend at Scholastic. Been playing a lot. Playing the arenas.
And he had some sisters who played chess too. I wonder if they're still playing. You had 3 sisters playing chess, I think.
Oh, is that right? That many? Wow.
It was great to see the family come to the Tuesday night marathon.
And here's Mike Hilliard, Mechanics Institute trustee. Black against Michael Janetta.
Mike Hilliard has got a great game.
Beautiful rook on e4.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And just put it there.
Kudos to that rook at e4.
Just blocking the whole white position.
And now you can see black maybe doubling on the e file and taking a long king march over to the queen side so that he can play g5.
I just thought you were going to say that, Paul. The Petrosian king march.
He just wants to find a way to march the king up. And here is Sebi Suarez, the Sebi Meister, playing Tom Mazer. He is going to be a player to watch in the next few years because we all know that Sebi is about 1,800. You could even argue getting to 2,000 strength, and he's 10 years old.
I like the fact that he's a piece up in this position too. I'm sorry, he's a piece down. That's not good. I don't know what happened here.
Yeah, piece down. Piece down. It's got a couple of pawns, but
yeah, it's got a couple of pawns.
But you don't seem to like that. You don't seem to like the.
You mean in general?
Yeah, you don't seem to like giving a piece for 2 pawns.
It depends. You're right. I don't.
back to board 1.
Back to you, Bob. Right. We should start doing that.
Oh, and so here's Tarzan's game, and yes, he's suffering with that beautiful black knight on c5. Oh yeah. Wow, he must be really disappointed with this opening to so quickly just be worse with white, and the best you can hope for is a draw.
And what was it that, did Gadir see this all the way in terms of how the flow of the game went, or was it one move?
What I think is these positions, like Moroxi bind positions, are a little deceptively simple for people, and some people have really delved into it a lot deeper than others. The various.
Well, we'll see.
If you want to study from the white side, look at Karpov. If you want to study from the black side, look at Fischer and other players. Walter Brown played a good black side from Moroxi bind. There are other players, and then on the white side there's Karpov and Petrosian, who were murdering people with the white side. So. Does that sound sort of accurate, Nick?
Yes, although it's still, there's still the openings and the opening moves, and somehow Tarzan played a little passively in trading the queens, and it just made it easy for black to play. And then when white knight jumping into d5, that allowed this color complex to happen. The black knight being so good because the pawns are on white squares at b3 and b5.
But Tarzan's found an interesting idea here of doubling the rooks, and maybe black should do the same thing. Rook fa8.
Yes, because knight takes b3, he'll lose the pawn back. Rook takes a6, pawn takes a6, rook b1, or he could have done bishop b7 right away.
So I like that rook d1 move. It just, you've got to be active here. If you just leave your rook defending that b pawn, the game is lost. Activity is so important.
But still, as your move, the rook on f8 to a8, and what does white do? Tough to find a move.
All right, as he works that out, let's jump to board 2 and look at the Eric Lee Brian Escalante game. And C5 has been played.
This is looking better for black now. I mean, I think white has dropped the ball somewhere. I think black's sort of getting everything he wants.
Yeah, all of the minor pieces are good on both sides except that white bishop on d2.
And Richard had
Yeah.
the central files look like Muni at rush hour.
And white did not follow my advice, and of course that's the reason that he's got himself into such trouble here, as Alexi points out.
This is what happens when you don't follow Paul's advice.
Have you got some more advice for us, Paul? Like, how about the stock market?
I'm afraid you're, barking up the wrong economic. You're taking your dog out, and it's the wrong tree.
Paul the Prophet. Paul the Prophet Whitehead. Let's check on Winslow and Stearman.
I like black here. Escalante, Ramirez. It's got a good game.
And Richard Hack, can we bet on the minimum wage rising?
There we are. There's all sorts of things for you to predict, Paul. Your fans are asking.
Oh, can we bet on the minimum wage rising?
Oh, wow.
I'm not a gambler, for sure.
I kind of like Elliot's position there. It's just the
Yeah.
that
A possibility.
black bishop.
Yeah, what a weird move for Jose to play b5 in a way.
I try to just stop it. Pawn to a3 or maybe even pawn to b4.
Yeah, black's trying to find some nice square for his knight, like b6, c4, or black maybe would like to play pawn to b4. You think white's going to get the advantage here, positionally. And maybe black's trying to play queen b6, too. Attacking e3. Well, one thing you can be sure of is that Jose is not going to want to just stick around and see what happens. That's why Elliot has to be careful.
Yeah. Anyway, white has some edge at this point, but
Here's a piece sacrifice for you. e4, b4, knight takes g5. Piece for 2 pawns. E takes d5, e takes d5.
Have those 2 pawns rolling down the middle?
Yeah, it's probably no good. I mean, but as long as we're talking about
You said you weren't a gambler.
sacrifices.
You said you weren't a gambler, and there you are gambling.
Yeah. I like Nick's move, pawn to b4 even with white, maybe. And just trying to fix all the pawns.
or knight to e2 to d4.
There you go.
Somehow
Lots of
white's a little
attractive
better.
moves for white.
Let's check in on Kyron Griffith and Austin Mai.
Oh yeah, should be a little better for white.
Oh, I missed that, Christian. Sorry.
Yeah, Christian, that was a good suggestion. Well, so how does white play this position? King h1, g4. White would like to take the c4 pawn, but he can't do it right now because of knight takes e4.
Yes, black's probably going to try for queenside play with pawn to b5 or b6. Then you take it, but okay, they're isolated pawns,
The pressure on b2.
and white can defend b2.
And Kyron's behind on time. These are good players. We're seeing some great matchups.
And let's check on Mike Walder's game here with Abhi.
Oh, nice move, d5.
Well,
Catching-
that is a Mike Walder move. Just break open the game.
And that knight at b6 is hanging.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a crushing looking move, actually, the more I look at it.
And just
29?
oh, Abhinav Pinagallapati, who played Jim Tarzan last round.
Right, right. He's getting thrown to the wolves. Black's in trouble.
At least, at the very least, going to give him a bad position.
He's losing a pawn, or, yeah.
And,
it could be even worse. It could even be worse than that.
On board one, Gadir Gusenov. Oh, and Rook C8 was played, and then Jim immediately plays H4.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Leaving things as they are. But okay, the b3 pawn is a goner. That knight on c5 is good. Let's see, rook to b6, rook takes b3. You want to go bishop takes b7, rook to b8, b5, knight takes b7, rook to b7. Going to be a pawn down for.
That's a nice piece of, yeah, black can't save.
That's possible. Tarzan's trying to draw. He's under pressure.
And
Rook b6, rook b3, bishop b7,
Alexei likes Gadir.
rook b8.
Rook b8, rook b5 may hang on.
Rook b8, pawn to c5.
Well, sorry, what we're looking at, rook b6, rook b3, bishop b7, rook b8. The knight's on c5.
Yeah.
So
He's
you
not.
go rook
Yeah.
Rook
b8,
b5 first.
knight b7, and then rook
Knight
d7 or c5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoops. Sorry.
That's what's going on.
Nathan Fong won his game. Let's go on to board two. Wow, look at this. Look at this position in for Brian Escalante.
White has just not gotten anything going here.
Boy, did that go wrong.
Yeah.
Just an
I think Alexi said a little while ago she liked that knight on d5.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy.
still there.
What a
White,
knight.
White
Good
never found
night.
it.
Good night.
This is horrible. This is not a
Look.
position you want to be fighting in. Yeah.
Oh, two monster pass form.
Yeah.
Eric Lee will have a lot of thinking here. Checking on board 3 with Elliot Winslow and Josiah Stearman.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
So
Elliot put a rook on d.
There's something very typically Elliot about that. I told you, these guys you got to take away his rooks, otherwise he's going to try to do something with them. Something horrible.
Just try to hit you over the head with them, huh?
Now Josiah's bringing a knight to c6 because that rook on.
Yeah,
and then b4.
Elliot just got too fancy for his own good here.
Yeah, knight to c6, and then looking for b4.
Yeah.
That Josiah, he
finds things.
will get out of any bad position.
Yeah, I think that White played the wrong plan here with rook to d4. I guess that's easy to say in retrospect, but
back to the top board real quick. This is the position.
Oh, okay. Tarzan didn't take on b7, but now what do you do with that knight on c5? Going rook to d5 to knock it off? This isn't looking good.
It's almost like
yeah, this is not good. Okay.
Back to Mike Walder's game against Abhinav.
Oh, he didn't take pawn on a4. That's Mike. He doesn't want a measly pawn. He's going for forks and things.
He's going to win the exchange instead, but I would have played knight a4, I think, just because I don't see anything for black in that position. He just wins a pawn and still it's not fun for black here.
And let me go back to this game. This is the game where White had sacrificed to kind of expose the king. And this is where we're at the moment.
This is an endgame. Which, okay, maybe Paul doesn't like generally 2 pawns against a piece, but when it's an endgame, that's definitely no good.
And doesn't look like there was enough yet to.
Yeah, I mean, white's ahead in development, et cetera, but where's the beef,
Where's the
right?
beef? Kyra Griffith and Austin Mai.
So white plays knight a4 and black plays knight g7. White achieves what with this? He's able to defend the b2 pawn easier. And maybe.
What happens now? Oh, it's white's turn. Okay.
So knight c5, rook 8. I don't know.
Yeah.
This could be good for. This could end up being good for black.
Yeah, black is getting play.
Yeah.
White's got nothing on the king side, and
going back to board 2.
Karen's going to have to pull something off here. Yeah, well, this, okay. I think we're at the end of the game here.
End of the road. And
Yeah.
that is it. Brian Escalante. Nice win over very tough
Eric is having trouble in these middle game positions.
And it's good
finding the right plans.
And,
this is not the first time we've seen it.
And a fine win by Brian Escalante after surviving that first round that where he almost got upset.
Is he perfect 4-0 now?
4 out of 4.
4 out of 4.
And here's Tarzan and Gusanov.
These are also perfect 3-pointers.
Yep.
Okay, what do you do with that? That B pawn is running.
This looks very tough. So rook b7, just to try it. Rook b7, bishop b7, b2, bishop e4.
Rook to e1.
Yeah.
Win a piece. Yeah, what to do with that monster B pawn? How about rook to b4?
Tarzan would like to sack his rook now for the pawn if it goes to b2, like b2, bishop e4, rook e1, rook b2, maybe.
Yeah, somehow he's going to give up. He'd love to. Yeah, and
that would be
down
ideal
for a pawn.
Yeah, that would be ideal. Maybe black plays knight c3 first. I don't know.
Yes, knight c3. Where does that rook go to?
I guess it can go b6, and black can't play b2. So if he wants to play b2, he has to do it now, right?
Okay, yes. So b2, and where do you want to put that bishop?
On e4, attacking the rook.
And then the rook goes to e1.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, okay, it's
Oh, I see. And then maybe I should go back with the bishop to f3 or to d5.
maybe to d5. Yes.
Yeah, there you go, to d5.
And
where's the crushing blow after that? You almost feel like there's going to be one, but I'm not sure.
It's all the possibilities for black, but bishop to d5.
Oh, then just move the rook to e1 again.
Move the rook to e1, and you sacrifice the exchange on b2.
With a probable draw, right? With the pawn at c4, or maybe not.
Well, maybe at least certainly fighting chances for a draw there.
Yeah. Black might, if white can avoid the exchange of rooks and the black king running into the center. I don't know.
And both players with roughly the same amount of time. Let's take a look at.
So Nick, all things being equal, rook versus bishop, rook and 3 pawns versus bishop and 3 pawns on the same side of the board. That's one for the rook, right? A lot of cases.
Yes, that's a win.
Yeah,
but
I've
an
seen
extra
some ingenious
pawn
defenses, but still, it's The trick is to create the imbalance, right? That's the trick for the winning side. It's fun to watch those play out. So, wow, what's gone on here? Elliot has sacked a piece.
Yep, a piece for a
pawn. My God, I wasn't sure I liked his position at the piece 3. Oh no, this looks like just completely lost.
So f takes g7. Trying for some rook e4 cheapo.
Yes.
Oh, here comes Elliot's got his own ideas. And now what? Rook c1? Trying to play rook c6 and knight e7 check?
Yeah, you need to go for cheapos. It's
There comes a time when you got to go for the cheapo.
The black king is going to go to h8. All right, his plan is to go pawn to e4, and try to get
mate Hosea with queen h6.
For a couple of moves, that bishop on a6 is just out of the game.
Yes.
So,
the dynamic qualities are favoring white here if he can just prevent black from consolidating.
I'm giving Elliot 5-star for his cheapo chances here.
Yeah, and this can maybe prove to be one of the games of the century with a far-sighted sacrifice. And,
or at least possible swindle of the year.
Phone home, Elliot. Yeah, phone home, Elliot.
Elliot. Let's check.
Hosea's going to want to attack with black here. So you can be sure all these counter attacks are being thought of here.
Going back to board 1 real quick here.
This is a fascinating game.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on that game. Okay, he did do bishop
e5. And then Gadir veered away with rook e7. Now Tarzan's trying to force matters with rook b4, which of course doesn't really threaten rook a4. I don't think. Maybe white would have a fortress after rook h1 check and makes a queen.
Yes, I mean, if he gets a rook on bishop with the pawns on 3 sides, that's excellent drawing chances. Rook and bishop for a queen. So yeah, I don't know rook e7. Where's his shot? He can go rook a7, but then how do you ever get active for black?
Well, I'm going to hazard a guess that with the extra rook on the board, I have a feeling that rook takes that the queen and rook versus the rook and the bishop would be a win for black, maybe with the extra rook. But I don't know. Maybe white can set up an impregnable defense.
Tarzan's putting up a real fight.
Yeah.
Back to Stearman, Winslow.
The games have suddenly gotten very tense and interesting.
Okay, it's time to go E4, Elliot. The E4, King H7. Can we?
Well, let's see. It's black's move according to what I'm looking at.
Oh, how did?
Oh no. I guess Sherman's just played rook D8. So no, white can play E4.
How did that pawn get to H5? Oh, he did pawn to H5 and the rook moved to.
Yeah.
Wow, now
F5.
white's threatening the brute force rook F5 and queen H6. Oh, maybe rook F5 is met by queen D4 check. Doesn't quite seem to work yet. Maybe that's the swindle here. He's going to make Elliot play rook F5.
I might have put the rook on H4.
What if black just plays king H7 here? Yeah, why did he play the rook to F4? Good question.
Well, I'm sure it's not sound. This with ice defense, black will win. So we're just trying to find the most cheap variation that I overlook something.
King H7. King H7 looks like a good move for black here.
And rook F5, you just trade the queens, queen D4 check, you're a rook ahead.
Yeah.
King H7. Wow, let's let me go back to board one here.
Elliot looks like he's sort of floundering a bit. Okay.
Oh.
Wow, Nick. We called it.
He is playing.
We called it.
But this is a queen against rook, bishop, and pawn.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But what about the extra rook on the board? I mean, without the black rook, it's got to be a draw. White just puts his rook on F4 or something. Well, I guess. Does black have a chance to win this? I mean,
okay, put the white bishop on D5, and what can you do to me?
Yeah. Tarzan.
I almost like the white side.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
Oh, wait. Bishop to D5 and queen to E1. And maybe you're trying to get the rook around the back rank.
But queen G1 can still just be met by king H3, right?
Yeah, in general, it looks really solid for white. I'm surprised Kadir went into this.
Maybe he had nothing better.
And just taking a look at what you guys had seen all along. Right, just delivered the check, take, and then we're here.
Yeah, black just wasted a move there with H6. I guess he couldn't find a way to improve his position. That was a funny little move, that h6. In a way, it told a story that black. So the question is, what's wrong with bishop d5 and then holding the second rank?
So if bishop d5 and then queen e1, what was the continuation?
Rook a4 to a2.
Mm.
Oh, is the white queen getting to f1? Is that an annoying square?
Okay, so all right, then black can play queen g1, check king h3. Can he make a mate? That's what he's trying to do with g5 too.
And bishop, once it gets to d5, Christian Clemens says it looks pretty solid to him.
Yes, he's trying to, but black or white probably has to exchange on g5, and then there's the h file to get into the king. Still tricky.
Yep. Not easy. This extra black rook is going to make it tough for white. Like bishop f3 would just lose, right, to queen h7 and rook e1.
And made on h1, very good, yes.
I think that's the problem with bishop d5 too. So white's already maybe got himself into a trouble here. Maybe there was no defense. I don't know. Scary to think that.
Let me just check in real quick on the Elliot Winslow.
Maybe rook ac2 to prevent the queen going to h7, and then just push the heck out of the c-pawn. Oh, he played rook f5. Oh, wow.
What went on here? Knight to b4, then rook f5, but
Knight takes
ooh,
f5.
knight takes d5, rook takes b5, rook takes d5. Getting many pieces for that queen.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh, look at
this
that.
this is not gonna. White needs something quick here.
What about that
Ooh.
fork?
Oh, nice move, Elliot.
That fork right there.
Okay. Did it quickly.
Yeah. Terrific move. I mean, if black can coordinate, and well, what do you think, Nick? This is no longer completely easy.
Yes, if black can win the f pawn, it's all winning. I mean, he's going to lose the bishop back, but
Like rook fe8, queen takes a6, and then how does, I guess black should, if black play takes on e4, that might be good enough too, right? Start a mating attack.
Still looks bad for the white side, but
Yeah.
there's hope. And Josiah just instantly rook to e6, going after that f pawn, and oh well.
Now he's going after the e pawn, and then after which the white king is too drafty. Yeah. The only way to survive these positions is to give up the queen for the two rooks somehow, and have a pass pawn on the queen side, but This can't be good.
Oh, that's a little passive. Needed to attacking.
We're seeing rooks struggling with queens.
Well, speaking of which, back to
Yeah.
board one.
Yeah. Poor Elliot. This is not good here. And he played my rook AC2, but this is met by rook E8. Same issue. Wow. The opening of the H file was decisive, huh?
There's just nothing to be done. That's
Gadir is quite the player. It's really extraordinary watching his relentless familiarity with all these types of positions. And
Tarzan shouldn't have exchanged pawns on G5. Either go pawn to
Should
H5.
have like locked it up.
yeah. Good point. Good point. It looked like the natural move, didn't it?
But yeah, just that one file was decisive.
I don't see a way out here.
Down to 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Yeah. And then Mike Walder game. Take a quick look at that.
Tarzan's been getting some great practice against.
And look at Abhi's rook on A8 and queen on A6. Just completely disconnected.
Oh,
Michael Walder is just every game is checkmate. You know what I? Every game is an attack and a checkmate and a brilliancy of one kind or
And
another.
Alan Finkelstein's in the chat saying he blundered. He had a fantastic game.
Bishop H5. What? Bishop takes F2 check.
Look at this.
Oh yeah, this game.
oh, what happened here?
Oh.
Hey,
Oh, suddenly White's got a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
They just took a repetition.
Huh.
Well, how many pawns? 2, 4, 6, 7. So it was 3 pawns. That's
Yeah.
not so bad.
Yeah, now it's definitely White has got something here. And rook E8 is met by rook takes
And
F6.
Gadir wins the game here.
Wow. And poor Elliot is in trouble here, yeah.
Nice win by Gadir. And
Yeah. Precise.
Stearman trying to go for the kill.
Well,
Okay.
this is no longer that easy. I don't think.
It should be winning, but it's tricky.
Yeah.
Does Black need to launch the pawns? The G pawn in order to...
Well, he first wants to win that A pawn somehow. He can try rook A4. Oh, okay.
He's going to win the A pawn. I mean, and then And then white is going to have to hope for a miracle.
Oh, but now rook f6 check Elliot. That was bad. Just lost the a pawn, and that's it.
It's coming up as rook e6 and rook d6. Oh,
He needed to do something trickier.
this
Like
makes it even easier. Hosea misses rook e6 and rook d6 check, which would have won Elliot's queen. But he only had 8 minutes to think about it. Of course, this is horrible for Elliot too. So
And
Yes.
Josiah
Yeah.
Stearman takes it down.
yeah,
Yeah, he only had a mere 8 minutes. And here's Kyron Griffith and Austin Mai.
or so that is a pawn up for white.
yeah. So white's gotten a pawn for his positional.
And Stearman's in the chat.
Nice game, Hosea.
Nice game.
Yeah, some entertainment tonight.
Yeah.
Both games.
You didn't allow any cheapos when you were winning.
So we have Guseyanov, Stearman, and Austin Mai join at 3-0.
Hosea should join us on Zoom one day for after the round.
Yeah.
He finishes quick. So who's going to go 8-0 in this tournament?
If someone goes 8-0,
And Hosea said for sure. So good. We need a celebrity, a local celebrity like Hosea here.
Yes, yes.
well, hook him up. Hey, Judith, send him. If you're free, are you free now? Or are you busy? If you're free now, come on. We'll send you the info.
Yeah, and give this weary man a break. See some real chess and Hosea says.
Some real analysis.
Yeah, some real analysis.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, we should have if somebody scores a perfect score, yeah. So Hosea says he's coming on now.
Yeah. So let me.
What is the Fisher Prize? $64,000.
64. Yeah, isn't it 64? Yeah.
I want to see. Well,
Yeah.
Hosea is going to be playing Gusenev
Next round.
next
Yes.
round.
Next round.
So my advice to Hosea is take his knights.
And well, you should have seen Josiah. People who haven't listened to Paul this round, things have gone badly for them.
So Kyron is
So just emailed you.
Kyron is putting on the Ritz here, right? Is there a way to break through? Oh,
Queen A7 is that?
yeah, I
happening?
just saw it. Doesn't quite win on the spot, right? Because Black will have some back rank mate.
Maybe Queen C3, and
That needs to be calculated.
oh, he should have tried that though, because
Yeah.
you go pawn to G3, blocking the back rank mate, and you have these mega threat. That
There-
may have just won for the.
There he is.
Hello, hello.
All right, we have a real,
We got a real chess player in the in
real
the house.
chess player. Hi, Jose.
Hello.
How's it going? What goes through your head when you're like playing these crazy games and just like is that's just the style you play by feel, or do you like prepare, or like what is
I mean,
this?
skimming as Elliot, I wanted to prepare for it because I got I would say I got a not so great position on the opening. He had a very good good hold of the center, especially with the f4 e5 pawns. And then from that point on, when I played b5, it was like definitely very dubious because he had many ways to make his position quite strong. Like
Yeah, we were looking at that for a while and thought that Elliot was better, but none of us saw Rook D4 idea, probably because it wasn't good.
When he played Rook D2 and I played Queen B6, I knew Rook D4 was forced, and yeah, it just didn't feel right because I mean you have the possibility of playing knight E2, knight D4, and definitely if you have that possibility, it's got to be better. But and then
yeah, one little slip up and suddenly his game was quite difficult.
And then when things got complicated, when he sacked a piece, I got a bit careless. That Queen A6 was a very nice find from Elliot. But you know, I got the job done, so we take the W.
Hey, so what happens when you see that? You see Queen A6 and you're like, okay, he's gonna get the piece back. Do you like kind of reset yourself? All right, man, I gotta like focus now.
No, when he played Queen A6 immediately, I kind of just chuckled and say, "All right, let me win this again," because I mean I had the two rooks and his king is so weak. There's just no way that's not lost.
Have you ever played Gusenev?
I mean, he's actually I've taken quite a few lessons from him.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I would say, I mean, you probably know best, Paul, but we probably have the same style. I would say, Goose and
Yeah.
And
Yes.
and
Throw the
so-
pieces out.
Yeah, rapid, fast calculating, accurate calculating style.
Yeah, so our style is aligned pretty well. So I actually played him once in a blitz, but besides our training games, you know, like when I was as a student under him, we played one blitz game. And actually, I think it was the mechanics. I think it was the mechanics blitz championship, maybe. I'm not sure, but I was up 2 pieces against him. In a line that we prepared together, that he played
That he
against.
forgot about, or what?
Well, I don't know. It was actually close Sicilian that I played with black, and you know me and my close Sicilian. So
Right.
yes, and I choked though. I basically lost some time through the game. But I look forward to playing him in this tournament.
Yeah, it looks like it might be the next round.
It's too bad we don't have Lenderman for you, because he's played in these events as well.
If you guys recall, my game against him last tournament was quite embarrassing. But
oh yeah, on that piece. Yeah. Well, it happens.
So what do you think about this position? Wow, White just played H6.
Yeah, H6 was a big blunder. How do I follow? Do you guys have like a board that you're following?
Oh, just to go on the Twitch, our Twitch channel, and then mute the Twitch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys could, like, you guys can do like an analysis board together, and then like that way Nick and Paul can make moves if they would like.
No, we don't have that going for us.
Yeah.
We're relying on able to, you know. Plus, we're lazy, I think, and
because there's like a 15-second delay, you know. So I when I watch the streams, like Paul and Nick, their commentary is like 15 seconds late.
Oh,
You're too slow, Paul. It's not even the Zoom. It's not even the Twitch. You're just slow on the
what is
analysis.
Nick's excuse? What's Nick's excuse?
okay. I mean, I used to have a lag. I'm not sure.
No, it's much faster now. It's much faster. It used to be like a minute.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting new internet soon.
So,
Yeah, it looks like Kyron's gonna wrap this one up. So I think I'm actually gonna play Kyron with White next week, and it's gonna be Brian and Gadir.
oh, that's right. Brian is also 3 out of 3. Yeah, or 4 out of
4
4.
out of 4.
4 out of
Yeah.
4.
This was H2 is oh wait whoa.
Oh.
That's,
I did not see that one.
Yeah.
And then Cal McCarty Sneed,
Yeah,
the credible Hulk against.
that
Joe.
might have been Black's best chance, actually.
It is great seeing Callahan back play.
He's playing a ton of chess. He's playing all our stuff. It's like
Yeah, I mean, it's been a really long time since we went to Dubai together for a World Youth Chess Championship.
that's right. There's actually a cool
Wow.
picture of you guys, right?
Yeah. And so we're good friends, his family and I. So it's
So Do you have a
amazing
Grandmaster norm coming up? Any Grandmaster norm tournaments coming up?
Probably not till summer. I'm just gonna, finish this semester and then I'll probably go to Europe or something. Go for those GM norms.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's the traditional place to go.
And do you know what kind of motivated Callaghan to just start playing again and just caught the bug again, or?
I do know, but I'm not sure if you would like me to share what
No,
the
that's all
reason.
good. It was just
Well, he's
Yes,
turned
but,
into the Incredible Hulk. And
yeah, I know.
the credible Hulk. The
Yeah, he's turned
credible
into. So once you're the Credible Hulk, you can do what you want.
Yeah.
But I do know I've heard he's been studying a lot, and so I look forward to him going back to his previous form.
Yeah. Good. Fantastic. He's seeming like he's enjoying it. And draw with Jonah Bush.
I don't know if I would have taken a draw there.
Yeah, White looks like he had something to play for, I think.
And more time, so that was
Yeah.
And that
And
might.
Black does have this A4, B4 thing, but
And
probably knight takes h6 would have won the game.
1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4. I think there may be one game left.
Or actually knight h4 check king g7 g5.
No,
ooh,
Yeah.
well seen. Yeah, that just wins the
I
night.
saw that right away. And that is all the games for the round. That is
Wow.
it.
Nice.
And the standings will be coming up momentarily. Not the pairings, but certainly.
Yeah,
the
so it looks like we're gonna have two big games on boards 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yes, so you think you're going to be playing who?
I'm gonna be playing Kyron with White,
Karen with White.
and
And
Gadir will have
Escalante.
White against Brian Escalante.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Judith, give her 2 minutes.
And
she'll
then we
put it-
won't speculate on round on the other
On round 6.
rounds
I'm-
5 and
I-
6.
I
yeah.
already speculate. Whenever I play these tournaments, I'm always speculating 2 rounds ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
As is Mike Walder, who's.
Yep. Abel's got us down as round 3.
And then, that's right.
It was actually round 4, but that's all right. We don't.
It's all good. Yeah, it's all.
It's all good.
Better late
Players
than never.
now.
Better-
Where's Juan? Organizing this and all of the Twitch stuff.
Oh yeah.
There we go. There you go. Right, better late. It's gonna magically change. There you go. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, Paul's having a hard enough time playing his
Remembering
arena.
how the horsey moves.
Playing his arena, talking and playing at the same time. Like I have a hard enough time talking, switching the games, and remembering I got to change the thing on Twitch too. Gosh darn! Like I didn't even change
Did
that.
Gadir's game remind you of how the horses move, Paul?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's quite the player with his horse, I've noticed. So when you get a chance to play him, make sure you take his knights away. I think he's good.
Yeah, that's Paul's strategy. You might see him. I mean, how are you not going to see him? Because it's not like next week are the final 2 rounds. We got 7 and 8 the
Yeah.
following week too.
Yeah, we're
mean,
going to
unless
see you guys play eventually.
Yeah, unless I fall off the cliff, then yes, we should be playing eventually.
And are you guys like in touch? You saying, "Hey, I'll see you in round 6 or something like that."
I haven't been in contact with him since I last played.
Mhm.
And probably won't be until at least the summer, just because I'm teaching myself, so I've got a lot of that in school. So not working too much on my own chess lately.
So are you going to be playing in the U.S. Junior Closed?
I don't think so. I don't think I have, unless a ton of people decline, then it would fall down to me. I think I'm probably a couple seeds out of that.
That's
But
hard to believe.
yeah, definitely next year though. I think probably next year I'll get my chance in that.
And
I think I still have 3 years left of eligibility. So
there you go. Gadir, Brian Escalante, and Josiah Stearman 4-0 with Kyron 3.5, and Mike Walder.
And
3.5.
Michael Walter is really becoming a force to be reckoned with. He's drawn Gadir twice in these tournaments so far, and he's had his chances too.
And
Looks like he'll play Tarzan.
No, but Chiron's higher rated than Tarzan though. And also Tarzan only has 3 points.
But doesn't Chiron have to play? Who's going to play up?
Chiron's gonna play up.
Well,
Yeah.
Actually,
will that happen for the third time in a row? We just had this argument about the pairing.
yeah, I'm not sure. It depends on what pairing system you guys use.
right. And
Typically under the FIDE pairing system, you cannot even float up twice in a row.
right.
But I think we're under USCF right now,
We're under the USCF pairing.
Yeah.
But
So-
but we'll see.
I think
We'll have a conversation about that before next week. So.
I'm
But
more than
if
happy
anyone
to-
has any questions, feel free to email us for preparation purposes. So, all right,
Nice little tournament.
yeah,
Yeah, thanks for playing. You're a great player to watch because you're so entertaining.
oh my
Every
gosh,
game is.
I was flipping through games, and then all of a sudden I see Nicholas King like way out in the middle of the board, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we got to go to this.
that was a really fun game to play. When he played King
first
C6,
round.
when he played King C6, and I saw the chance to like let him take my knight on B5, I like calculated till Rook C5 check, and I was like, okay, I at least get my bishop back, or I get my piece back.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, for the fans, I gotta do it, right?
And
What was great is his king ran all the way back where it started
Yeah.
from.
And the great thing is that he was just completely lost once his king got back to D8, because it was crazy. Because after he even sacked the one pawn, he was literally in Zugzwang, and as you guys saw, he got checkmated the next move.
yeah, made on
Every
the
single
board.
move on his board was bad.
So, all right, well, that is a wrap, and we're gonna have some exciting games next week, and big week for you in this tournament, and yeah, we're all looking forward to it. Thanks, Josiah. And by the way, I mailed you your clock today, so
Yeah, I got the email. Thank
so
you.
it'll be in the mail. Send a priority, so it should be in the next few days. Same for the rest of the team. I was busy mailing a bunch of stuff today. So, all right, guys, that is a wrap. And Paul and Nick, we will see you on Saturday for the San Francisco Scholastic Championship free tournament with rated sections, non-rated by grade level, 3 rated sections on chess.com, the non-rated on Chess Kid. We're expecting about 300 kids
Wow.
playing for
Wow,
free.
terrific.
How about Thursday night?
And then we got the Thursday night marathon round 4, I believe, and all kinds of chess nonstop at the Mechanics Institute. Why not? What else are we
who's
gonna do?
playing in the Thursday ones?
Gadir's playing in it, but there's not as many top players. Actually, let me pull it up. Why not?
It's
we're
too long of a time control for my blood.
It's like, oh, I don't know, right? G60 plus 5.
Like gaming 35 is already getting a bit long, Like,
And I don't know if you can see. Let me open it up. So for anyone still watching, what does the Thursday night marathon look like? There it is.
Winslow, Walter.
Theo Biasis is playing in it. Christian Clemens. But at the top, it's pretty much Gadir and Elliot. And then the last couple of times, Elliot and Gadir end up playing each other, and then that game's over in like 10 or 15 minutes because they're both blitzing it out, with Gadir coming up on top. So yeah, that's the Thursday night. But yep,
it's
Tuesday is definitely more befitting a man of your speed.
yes.
So
Preferably if you guys lowered it to 15 plus 2, that'd be great.
15 plus
But
2. I think we'll see a drop in participation, but then more strong players will come up.
yeah.
Yeah, we have people that like the slower time control.
I mean, while we were hanging out and Josiah was playing the arena, helping us out for the Thompson Family Foundation event, Christopher, you and Jason Liang were playing our Blitz Championship over there, so maybe you show up for the April one because all those players come out for those.
Possibly, yeah. I'm the next weekend as well. I'm playing the World Collegiate Blitz and Rapid. So
well, that's definitely a good excuse. So.
I was up at 6 a.m. for that, so I was not ready for some more Blitz.
It was crazy. I woke up at like my typical like 4 a.m. And then I was responding to his message, and I could see he was still online at like 4 a.m. I'm like,
yeah.
And you're not waking up at 4. Like you're about to fall asleep at 4.
Like my typical sleep schedule.
Crazy.
Although that day, I had to wake up in 2 hours to play to play the Blitz thing. Yeah.
So, all right, everyone, have a good rest of the evening, and then we will catch you all later. Thanks, Josiah, for stopping by.
How's your little brother doing, Josiah?
He's great. He doesn't play chess, but he does a lot of other stuff, piano.
Okay.